Welcome to today's episode, where we're diving into a topic that's absolutely essential if you're involved in clinical trials, especially across borders. We're talking about the role of legal representatives and European authorized representatives in clinical research. These roles are more than just regulatory checkboxes. They are key to keeping trials compliant, ethical, and running smoothly, especially when you're operating in the European Union or in a country where the sponsor isn't based locally. Let's walk through what these roles are, why they matter, what their responsibilities include, and how they can make or break your study's success.
Welcome to the GCP-Mindset channel and all topics on clinical research.
Let's start with understanding what a legal representative is. Let's begin with the legal representative. In clinical research, a legal representative is someone, either an individual or an organization, appointed to act on behalf of a sponsor who is not physically located in the country where the clinical trial is being conducted. In many countries, particularly within the European Union, this is not just helpful, it's a legal requirement. Why? Because authorities want to ensure that there's a responsible party on the ground, someone accountable for regulatory obligations and able to take quick action if something goes wrong. So, what does a legal representative actually do? The legal representative acts as a direct line of communication between the sponsor, the ethics committees, and the regulatory authorities. Their role is to ensure that everything, from the trial's documentation to its daily conduct, is fully compliant with national laws, good clinical practice, and EU regulations. They're not just forwarding emails or sitting in meetings. They play an active role in spotting issues and addressing them. Some of their key responsibilities include reviewing the trial design for any potential risks, performing documentation spot checks, especially in the trial master file, overseeing safety reporting and protocol deviations, and applying a risk-based compliance approach. If something goes wrong, like a serious compliance issue, the legal representative is the one who alerts the sponsor and helps guide the process of corrective action. In short, they help ensure both legal safety and ethical integrity. What makes someone qualified to be a legal representative? To effectively take on this role, you need more than just good intentions. A qualified legal representative should have in-depth knowledge of clinical trial regulations, be well-versed in good clinical practice, and ideally have experience in healthcare, law, or clinical operations. You need someone who can interpret both the letter and the spirit of the law, and who knows what regulators expect before they ask for it. Now, let's talk about the EU authorized representative. Now, let's shift to the role of the European authorized representative, or EU rep for short. This role is similar in many ways to the legal representative, but applies specifically to clinical trials conducted within the European Union. The critical difference is that the EU rep must be legally established in an EU member state. In other words, they need a legal presence within the EU. This is what enables them to directly interact with EU regulatory bodies on behalf of the sponsor. What are the responsibilities of an EU authorized representative? The responsibilities of an EU authorized representative go beyond communication. They include submitting trial authorization applications to the competent authorities, reporting serious adverse events, overseeing manufacturing practices for investigational medicinal products, and maintaining detailed documentation for all activities related to the trial. Their job is to ensure that the entire trial complies with EU laws from start to finish, not just at the point of application, but throughout the study's life cycle. And like the legal representative, the EU rep must also have a strong understanding of clinical trial regulations, along with real-world experience in trial management. So who can take on these roles? Whether we're talking about legal representatives or EU reps, both individuals and organizations can serve in these roles, as long as they're qualified. They need to demonstrate that they have the regulatory knowledge, the experience, and, especially in the case of EU reps, the legal presence in the right location. These are not roles you want to fill lightly. Choosing the wrong rep can lead to compliance gaps, regulatory delays, or worse, trial rejections. Now, why do these roles matter so much? Because they go far beyond paperwork. Legal and EU representatives are foundational to protecting the rights, safety, and well-being of trial participants. They ensure that the entire trial, from participant recruitment to data reporting, complies with all ethical and legal standards. They also play a big part in ensuring the reliability of your trial data. Without them, you risk inconsistencies, credibility issues, or failure to meet regulatory expectations. And if you're a sponsor operating internationally, especially in the EU, you simply can't proceed without these roles being properly filled. So, to wrap up, legal representatives and EU-authorized representatives are not optional extras. They are critical partners in ensuring a clinical trial is compliant, ethical, and successful. If you're planning to sponsor a trial in the EU or in a country where your organization isn't based, getting the right rep on board isn't just a regulatory formality, it's a strategic necessity. These experts help protect your participants, your data, and your reputation. With the right support, you're not just ticking boxes. You're building a foundation for trustworthy, innovative medical research that can actually make a difference. Thank you for watching our video, and we hope that you found it informative. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content on clinical research.